You want to educate the American people about science and its relevance today. Do you believe in evolution, sir?
Do I believe in evolution? I embrace the view that God created the heavens and the earth and the seas and all that's in them.
Right,
and,
but you believe in evolution as a way he did it.
The means, Chris, that he used to do that, I can't say, but I do believe in that fundamental truth.
Did you take biology in school? Did you take science, which is all based on evolutionary belief and assumption?
Well, Chris,
do you believe? The reason I'm asking this, I'm not just picking a fight. If your party wants to be credible on science, you've got to accept science. Do you?
Yeah, I always wanted to play and inherit the win, but on the global warming issue, I know that in the mainstream media.
See how you're hedging? This is why people don't trust Republicans.
In the mainstream media, Chris, there is a denial of the growing skepticism in the scientific community about global warming.
Well, do you have is there a rising skepticism about evolution?
Republicans are more than willing to stand for a cleaner environment and cleaner air. We're going to promote clean coal technologies, give incentives, but we're not going to raise a national energy tax on every household in America.
Okay. Do you believe we should be teaching science in school or creationism? See, this is the problem. I asked you, do you have a passion? And I don't think the Republicans have a passion for global warming and issues like the green movement. You have skepticism about it, which you've admitted. You've been very honest here. You've admitted you have a problem with your credibility on fiscal responsibility the last 8 years. You've admitted that you have a split position on the issue of global warming. I would argue you have a very strong split position on the issue of science. You have people in your party who don't believe in stem cell research and federal funding of that, who don't believe in evolution.
Oh, come on, Chris.
Well, let me ask you this. Does your party agree on stem cells?
But an exploration. Science is an exploration of demonstrable fact, isn't it? I think in our schools we should teach all of the facts about all of these controversial areas and let our students, let our children and our children's children decide based upon the facts in the science. Now, you talk about ignoring science.
So you accept the scientific method then? You accept the scientific method, therefore you still hold to this belief about...
Chris, come on, I accept the scientific method, but what the administration did on stem cells was ignore scientific breakthroughs that obviated the need to destroy human embryos for research. You know that. They ignored all those major breakthroughs that made destructive embryonic stem cell research no longer necessary. The Obama administration and Democrats in Congress put ideology over science with that recent decision in stem cell funding.
Here's the ludicrous part, and you're obviously as educated as I am, Congressman. I'm not challenging your bona fides to have this argument. But there are people on your side of the argument who believe that all the prehistoric bones we've discovered in the world, all the dinosaur bones and all that stuff was somehow planted there by liberal scientists to make the case against the Bible. There are people that really are against science in your party who really do question not just the science behind climate change, but the science behind evolutionary fact that we were taught, you and I, in our biology books. They don't accept the scientific method. They believe in belief itself. And once you hold that truth, that I'm not going to be busted here on science, I'm not going to lose the argument on science, people say, I don't think your party really believes in progress, in human progress.
You know, it's an interesting straw man you put up. I don't
I've
know
asked
that
you,
I've
do you believe in evolution? Let me get back to the primitive question.
I don't know too many Americans that actually think that way, Chris.
I don't think you question, sir. I think you believe in evolution, but you're afraid to say so because your conservative constituency might find that offensive.
No, I've said to you, Chris, I believe with all my heart that God created the heavens and the earth, the seas, and all that is in them. How he did that, I'll ask him about someday.
But you don't believe it. You don't take a fundamentalist view of the 7 days of creation, do you?
Chris.
I'm just asking. Do you?
Chris, where are we going with this?
Where we're going is the question.
Is this the caricature of how Republicans are anti-science?
Because I've taken polls because there are polls that show that a huge percentage of the American people don't believe in evolution. A lot of people don't believe in climate change, and I'm just questioning your passion of your party for climate change. You've spent today, your party, talking about your passionate commitment to climate change legislation as an alternative to what the Democrats are doing on cap and trade. And I'm saying I don't trust it because I don't think your party is passionately committed to science or to fighting global warming or to dealing with the scientific facts we live with. That's all I'm saying.
You know, tell me what you really think, Chris.
That's what I really think.
I'm in the party of Teddy Roosevelt. I'm in the party of that has a long and storied history in conservation. I think Teddy Roosevelt created the first national parks.
Right.
And look, you know, and I've supported extensive increases in funding to the National Institute of Health. That happened under Republican administrations and Republican Congresses. This anti-science thing is a little bit weak.
The trouble is that your Mount Rushmore now includes Rush Limbaugh and Glenn Beck, Sarah Palin, and these characters that don't share either your intellect or your honesty. And thank you for showing your honesty today. U.S. Congressman Mike Pence, leader of the Republican Conference, in fact, the leader of it, and a leader in the House of the Republicans. Coming up.